Okay, so let's talk about how to find rate of change or slope for a table below. The rate of change and slope basically mean the same thing. So in math, a great place to start on a lot of calculations like this is start with the definition. So slope means it's the change in y divided by the change in x between 2 points. This is just math shorthand, that triangle there, for change in. Okay, so now let's go ahead and have a look over here at our table. So these are all y coordinates, and these are all x coordinates for a bunch of points. Each line in this table represents the x and y for a point. So if I want to find the change in y between 2 points, how about the first two here? I want to look and see how much does it go up. Now in this case, it goes up 5.58. Now that would be the change in y here. Now let's look at the change in x. So these two, if you get on a calculator, find out that it goes up by 1.8. Now, it's a lot of times, unless you know for sure that these points are all in alignment, you want to check the slope between all of the points. So let's check the slope here. Now this goes up by 5.58 as well. That's kind of a, oops. That's actually kind of an accident there. I didn't mean for that. And as it turns out, these over here go up by 1.8, just like before. So that's a good sign that we've got the same slope. If the rise and run are the same, probably our slope will be the same. And let's just get some more rises and runs here while we're at it. So these two go up by 8.94. And the change over here between these two is 2.9. And how about the last one? Looks like these go up by 14.79. Meanwhile, the x over here changes by 4.77. Okay, so let's just get some of these slopes between different points in the table. We'll start with the first one here. So slopes change in y over change in x. So for the first point, that's our change in y, or I should say first 2 points. So it's 5.58 for our change in y divided by 1.8, our change in x. Divide those out on a calculator and you get 3.1. A lot of times if you know for sure it's a line, you can actually stop right there because all the other slopes will be the same. But in our case, we're checking them all, so let's keep checking. So the next one, well, that one's clearly going to have the same slope if our change in y and our change in x between these 2 points here are the same. The slope's the same as before. But the next one goes up by 8.94. And then the x goes up by 2.9. Divide those on a calculator, and guess what you get? 3.1. So that's a good, even a better sign that we have a line, because now we have this point, and this point all have the same slope between them. Oh, sorry, this point. Okay, next, last one, change in y, 14.79. Change in x, 4.77. Divide them on a calculator. Guess what you get? 3.1. Actually, it's 3.100 something, but it's so close we're not going to worry about the rounding in this case. These are basically all in alignment, aren't they? And guess what? That is our slope for this table.